Hi guys, Ben Borsht here and welcome to Catch Me. We're going to fillet up some whiting, and I think, for most people you can just go down to the seafood shop and buy whatever fillets of fish you want fully prepared. But I think the skill of filleting your own fish, especially if you want to go catching it, is definitely something to have. So we're going to fillet up a couple of little whiting here. These are a really decent sized whiting, but I've had my fishmonger scale and gut them. He's also topped and tailed, so taking off the nose and the tail for me. Just cleans the fish up, and if you wanted to, buying the fish as is now, you could bake that or fry it whole and pretty much eat it off the bone, which is really lovely too. So what I want to start with is have the top of the fish facing myself, and I'm going to take my nice filleting knife. It's not expensive to buy a filleting knife, and I think if you are going to go fishing, or if you do intend on eating fish, you need to buy yourself a half decent filleting knife. We're going to run the filleting knife just behind that first fin, behind the gill, and we're going to run down to the rib cage and all the way to the spine. It's really important that you get down to the bone. You will feel it. Taking the tip of your knife, and you're going to run about 2 centimeters down into the fish, and we're going to really sort of drag it along the spine of the fish. Getting your hand over there, but being very careful. Filleting knives are very sharp. Now we need to get down to the end of the gut cavity there, and we're going to push our knife right the way through, and then run with 2 to 3 movements right down to the tail, releasing that fish fillet completely off the spine. Coming back through on top of the rib cage towards ourselves, back towards the head, and just moving very gently across the rib cage and finishing it off by running through, and that's a lovely little whiting fillet there. For the other side, people do find it a little bit tricky because we've taken off the fillet from the other side of the fish, and it sort of makes it a bit off-shaped now, but once you've practiced it a few times, I think you'll be right. Down to the spine again, and then running your knife down the spine back towards yourself on top of the rib cage, having that little resistance, getting to behind the gut cavity, knife all the way through, and away we go. Peel that right off from the spine there. Folding the fillet out, and then we're just going to follow the knife over the top of the rib cage, removing that fillet. Another lovely little fillet there. To remove the skin from the whiting, I don't mind using a blunter knife, just so you don't cut through the skin of the whiting. As soon as you cut through the skin, it's very hard to get that point back where you can get the knife in between the skin and the flesh. So it's worth taking a little bit extra time and just getting possibly a little bit blunter knife if you have one. If not, it's just worth just really being careful and not dragging too hard on the skin. Just trying to find that sweet spot in between. And we're sort of getting it here. Using your fingernail on the bottom of on the tail of the skin, just to hold that fillet in place. And just keep the pressure on, little pressure down, most of the pressure going forward. And there we are there. Lovely little fillet of whiting, ready to be crumbed or fried, even pan-seared. We used to have that a lot. When I was a kid, we'd have whiting on toast for breakfast, and I don't think there's anything better than that. We'll do that other fillet really quickly. Pressure with your fingernail on the tail of the skin, and just getting your knife in front of your finger and just slowly and carefully working that skin away from the flesh. And there it is there, beautiful fillet. Check for bones by running your finger back up the fish, and you can see the bones that are there. We're just going to take that bone track out by running our knife on the top side of the bone. Gone. And done. Beautiful little portion of whiting. It's really a lovely fish to eat. And there we go, guys. Nice whiting, filleted, ready to be crumbed, fried, pan seared. It really is a lovely fish. I don't know anyone that doesn't like whiting. Enjoy. Thanks for joining me. Download my ebook for all the full recipes.